we're going to be discussing some very new features today, as well as taking a look at our product roadmap. So before we do that, we need to review Salesforce's Safe Harbor slide. If you're unfamiliar with this slide, all it asks is that as we're going to be discussing our product roadmap, that we base all purchasing decisions on Salesforce based only on current functionality.
Hi everyone, Michael Metcalf, and I work on the Communities product. So I focus primarily on customer communities. I'm Director of Product Management here at Salesforce and look forward to talking to you about all the new features in the Winter 16 release. And just as a reminder, the Community Cloud is made up of three major product areas: the Communities product, Chatter, and Files. And they're really built around enabling collaboration, communication, and connecting people to the business processes and the files that they need to make their business work. We've seen extraordinary growth in all the products. Communities have doubled in the last year. We have twice as many active communities as we did a year ago. And I think the more impressive statistic is actually that our customers, 20% of our customers actually have more than one community. With Chatter, we have almost 250,000 organizations using Chatter, as we do with Files. And we'll be talking more about that as well. And we are seeing over 1 billion files uploaded annually. To get things started, let's go ahead and talk about the Communities demo. We're going to have two main actors today. This is a familiar organization for NTO, Northern Trail Outfitters. They're an outdoor sports retailer. And they've been our fictional customer now for over a year. Lauren Boyle is their customer, and she is a fantastic community member. She's a mountain biking enthusiast, and she'll be using one of our templates and showing you some of the new features there and our personalized experience. Finally, Eric, our community manager, and our service agent. He's also an admin. He's an amazing employee. Everyone should try to hire him, although I don't know what we do with our demos if you did. He is going to take you through our community management console, and he's also going to show you new features in our community builder. So with that, I would love to kick off and start the demo. And I'm going to switch over to my iPhone now. And what we see is, this is the view that we basically see for Lauren. Lauren is not logged in at this point. She's unauthenticated. And this is the NTO community. This is really meant to guide users towards products and towards content that's most important to NTO, and that really engages their users. As we scroll down, you see the rich tiles. You'll see a brand new module. This is built by our third party called Cloud Craze. It was featured products. And this is part of our e-commerce offering. Again, it's built by a third party, which means now our templates are extensible, which is something I'll be getting into more later. Finally, you'll see our leaderboard. This is our gamification platform and the reputation platform that really helps keep people engaged and helps make sure that they're excited to be participating in the community and competing with one another. And finally, you'll see trending articles and trending topics. This guides people to new content and helps them discover all the great conversations, topics, and content that are in the community. So I'd like to scroll back up to the top and show you some new features. At the very top, you'll see this gray header bar. This is actually a custom header that was created by one of my colleagues. And this is now available. It's a space in the template where you can insert a custom header. And it's really designed to help you unify multiple sites. In the case of NTO, they have a complete online store. And they've built a custom header that unifies the online store with the community. Below that, you'll see what we affectionately call the hamburger. This is our new mobile menu. And you'll see now that we have more than the 3 menu items that we classically had. We have home, topics, products, store, and blog. And what's unique about the menu is it's completely extensible. You can extend it up to 20 tabs. That might be too many for most of you, but we made sure that we had a little extra room there. And it also features sub-tab navigation for topics. It lets you link to internal pages. It also lets you link to external projects like your store, for example. And finally, a brand new module that we created as a Lightning module is the language picker. It's available in up to 18 languages, and you can easily localize your site. We'll go ahead and click on the Spanish language site, and we can buscar un artículo. We can do things in Espanol. I will not, however, be spending a lot of time in Spanish because I will not pain you with my Spanish language skills. So let's go ahead and switch over to Lauren. So Lauren is logged in, and she usually logs in with Twitter. I'm showing you the logged in experience just in the interest of time. She sees the exact same information. She sees her online community, and where she usually spends a lot of her time, because she is a mountain biking enthusiast, is in the mountain biking topic. Now, she's come here today for a very specific reason. She's come here today because she actually bought 2 new wheels at NTO, which she's thrilled about, but she's been getting flat tires. So this is not fun when you're stranded on top of a mountain and you've got a flat tire. So she's trying to find a solution to this, and she's not sure if it's the new wheels she purchased or if it's the actual tires that go on the wheels that are causing the problem. So she's here to do some investigation and talk to the community, which she's great at. One thing she sees as she scrolls down is rich feed, and this is all fantastic. We have inline images, as we always have, and best answers. It really encourages great content in the community. Again, you'll see our e-commerce module here, it's just brand new. And you'll see topic experts. Now, if she were to click through on these topic experts, we have a brand new feature now. We bring that topic expertise right onto the user profile. So if you scroll onto Hiker Geek, you'll see he's also an expert in mountain biking, Deer Creek Trails, and Yosemite. So if you have any questions about Deer Creek Trails, this is your man. Now, let's go back to topics, and let's go to the mountain biking topic. I want to show you one more new feature. So we now have subtopics that are available via API, and when you create those subtopics, they belong to the parent topic. So in the case of mountain biking, we've created the topics for wheels, brakes, chains, etc. And you can easily select those subtopics, and there's an entire stream of content there as well. Discussions and articles will appear. And this is really powerful because anytime you tag something with wheels as a subtopic, it also belongs to the parent topic of mountain bikes. So it's a really great way to guide people towards guide your users toward the content that they need. In this case, Lauren happens to have a question about wheels, so she's going to ask a question. And she was out mountain biking when she got a flat. And boy, she's not sure if it's the rims or what's going on, but she's not happy about it. And she uses a little profanity when she posts her question. You'll also notice we didn't pick up the profanity, but our entity extraction did pick up the relevant terms in her post, and she can X out of those or accept them and ask the question. These are the topics that are really designed to help guide people towards the content and make sure that her question gets answered. So as she posts her question, once it refreshes, we'll see a couple things have happened to her post. One, you'll notice that the profanity has now been obscured. It's now just turned into asterisks, which leaves a lot to the imagination. But I'll show you more about how that's set up in the Community Management Console later. And the second thing you'll see is that there's a view-related case. This is based on our rules engine, using all the goodness of the Salesforce platform to create rules that pick up certain keywords and then escalate it automatically to case. Now, these rules can be used for anything. They can escalate something to case if there's an unanswered question. They can do it based on keyword. It's completely flexible. Let's go ahead and click into that and take a look at her case. So at the very bottom, you'll see some of the details. And you'll see that everything happened in reverse chronological order. This is her post. This is the case number. And then she was even sent an email telling you that she's being handled. She's got someone looking at this already. So let's go ahead and switch back from the mobile phone back to the service agent, Eric. And let's see what he's going to do to handle this case. All right, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out of our PowerPoint, and when I do, you'll notice something else. This is a little surprise. I'm preempting Kush a little bit. But as I push escape, you'll notice that this is our brand new files preview for Lightning Desktop Experience. It's fantastic, and we wanted to show it off today.
It totally rocks.
It does. It's amazing. So, and we look forward to getting it in communities, by the way, too, Kush. So let's go ahead and switch over to Eric. Eric is in the Service Console, and this is a brand new design that's really influenced by the Lightning experience. As we refresh the console, you'll notice that we have Lauren Boyle. She's been getting flat tires. This came in at 9:39 a.m. And Eric's going to go ahead and click on her case number. So as we do this, we'll notice that because Lauren logged in with her Twitter account, it's bound to this case object as well. And what this really does is it gives a 360-degree view of the customer. So when she tweets something good or something bad, that's also something they can monitor. And so not only is the service agent able to see the activity back in the community, but they're also able to see what she might be saying out there in public. It's really powerful. All the information that Lauren saw in her case feed is also reflected here for Eric in the same information. The original post, the case number with a fantastic suitcase icon, and the email that was sent to her. Now, Eric knows that he's going to respond back to her in the community, but he needs to find some information about this. So he hits up the knowledge base articles. These are articles that are available to the community, and they're really there for Eric to search, and he can easily then attach it to the case. And as soon as he clicks on that link, it basically drops in a hyperlink to the knowledge base article in the community. It also gives you the title. And he's going to go ahead and say, hey, Lauren, you're under warranty. This is great news. Please visit your local NTO for replacement wheels. And he has a choice now of posting it to the customer case, so it's private to Lauren, or he can post it to the entire community, ensuring that everyone gets to see the response. In this case, he's going to respond to her customer case. So now I'll switch back to Lauren on the mobile phone, and we'll take a look. We'll refresh the page, and we'll see if Eric's response shows up. It does. So now she sees the response. Lauren, you're under warranty. Please visit your local NTO. Oh, this is great. I mean, as a customer, this makes her feel really, really reassured that NTO has her back. And it even lets her link out and take a look at the information. And this is, again, our knowledge base article. Everything is right here. It shows you how the warranty can be exercised, et cetera. It's all beautifully formatted on the mobile phone. So let's go back. And you know, Lauren is really a happy customer at this point because she knows she can go in and she can get her wheels replaced, and maybe that'll solve the problem of getting flat tires. But the thing is, she's a busy mom, and NTO is actually pretty far from where she lives. So she's thinking about, maybe I should just do a little more research in the community, try to solve this problem myself. It could be the tires. She's going to go into the search box, and she's going to search for tire. And what's new about this is a brand new feature in this release. We've unified all the articles and questions in our search deflection. Search deflection is really designed to help users find the information immediately so they don't ask duplicate questions, and so they are ultimately using the content that's already in the community. In this case, she's like, oh, this is great. A Moab ride is actually the kind of cycling I like to do. Let's take a look at that. And as she goes in, she sees that there's been some discussion about Continental tires. Let's just do the tires she has. And Eric has recommended those. And lo and behold, there's a related product here. This is not a coincidence. This is actually an entity extraction engine taking the entity Continental and then promoting a product based on that. This is what we call commerce in context. We're taking a contextual stream of user-generated information, and we're now able to then attach products to that and suggest them. Well, Lauren actually has a question about whether WTB thorn-proof tires exist and if anyone's heard of them. And so she asks a question as well about if anyone tried those. And if we look down here, magically, the related products has picked up the WTB item and suggested the Exawolf TCS mountain tire. This is actually the exact tire she'd heard about. She just couldn't remember the name of it. So she's going to add it to her cart. And the cart symbol changes. And she goes into her shopping cart and she says, you know, I don't ride a unicycle. I actually have 2 tires that I need, so I'm going to go ahead and ask for another one. And then she starts the checkout process. And this is great because it has all of her information stored. She's obviously got an account with NTO. And it's really powerful that she's able to quickly place her order on the phone and that she's reassured that she doesn't have to go into NTO to have her wheels looked at. She's going to try the tires first. And there's everything she has. So let's step back and look at what we've seen here. We saw NTO. They've been our fictional customer now for a year, and they got started primarily because they wanted to go in and they wanted to have an experience of having users help themselves in our customer self-service communities. And this is really to drive down costs. This is to deflect people from contacting customer service. What happens is you have 2 types of content that get created in a community. You have head content like FAQs, the articles, et cetera, and you have long tail content that's often created by the members themselves. And as that long tail content gets picked up in search engines and search engine optimization takes place, it drives more users to find the community. It drives new users to find the community as well. And so NTO realized there was an opportunity here not just to cut costs, but to actually generate revenue. And that's why they chose to implement the e-commerce solution from CloudCraze, which is a Lightning component that was easily downloaded and implemented. So what I'd like to do now is switch over from Lauren back to the desktop and take you to Eric, he wears many hats. Today he's going to also wear the hat of community manager. And he often spends some time in the same interface that you just saw on the mobile phone, but this is the desktop interface. He's got all sorts of new tools at his disposal. He's got a fantastic new navigation bar. You'll see it up here at the top. He has a new blog, which is also built by by our partners at Cloud Craze. There's also other partners who built blogging components like Stantive and others. So we have a lot of partners who are now starting to really embrace the platform and build components for it. He can go in here. This is a product that's really complementary to our knowledge-based product. It's much more lightweight. He can quickly create a blog post to help generate interest in the community and engagement. But where Eric really spends a lot of his time, and where frankly we've done a lot of investment ourselves, is in the community management console. So because he has permission, he can click on his profile and easily head over to the community management console. And he sees a brand new homepage experience in the community management console, or CMC. He sees our dashboard, where he can edit the dashboard, but out of the box, he has great tools like the number of logins in the last 30 days, questions, answered questions. He's fantastic. He's got more answers than questions. That's a good sign. He's got great content. People are being marked as best answers, and very few escalated to case. This is a thriving community. He's also got over 100 new insights reports that are available to him. Insights is a new node in the community management console that's really designed for community managers to take action. Dashboards, which is the node below that, is more of a snapshot of metrics that are in the community. Insights is really about taking action. Let me show you what I mean. If you go to the adoption tab, you'll see that these are the different members who have been active in the last 7 days. But he can also click on MVPs that have been inactive. MVPs are the lifeblood of a community. They're the ones who are creating most of the content. There are probably a few of them watching right now. And if someone's been inactive for a few days, you might want to reach out to them or ping them and just make sure they come back to the community, because ultimately they're driving a lot of the content creation, they're answering questions, and they are your stars. So we now have a report for community managers to do that easily. They can click on the profile and go right to it. We also have an engagement tab, so you can see unanswered questions, best answers, everything, and you can go straight to the discussion right here. You can, as always, you can see topics that have been recently created or used. And one of my favorite features is the fact that our third parties can also create insights themselves. So when we downloaded the package for e-commerce, they also were able to inject e-commerce as a node into insights. So you can monitor your new orders, your products that have been recently purchased, or your new customers like Valerie here. I'd like to move from insights over to the moderation. Now you saw on the post that we showed that Lauren basically, she had a little bit of a curse word in there. And maybe your community doesn't consider that a curse word, but an NTO is pretty strict. So they've set up a series of lists called criteria. And these are basically just lists of keywords that they want to monitor and take different actions on. I know that everyone wants to see the profanity keywords, but we're going to stick with negative sentiment. And so I'll show you examples of negative sentiment, as if you don't already know. But anxious, I guess that's negative. So if you're feeling anxious, NTO wants to know about it. Now, once you have your criteria set up, the next thing you do is you set up a rule. Let's take a look at the rule for replace profanity keywords. We'll edit that. It has a name. It has a description in case there's several community managers, they need to understand what the rule means. You can apply the rule to posts, to comments, or to posts and comments so that everyone is being monitored. And again, you can now move the different keyword lists back and forth to activate them. Once you've done that, you have the option of taking 3 different actions. You can block it, in which case you want to tell the user why they're being blocked, but not maybe too specific. You don't want to give them every clue why they're being blocked. You can replace it, which we did with asterisks, or you can flag it for a community manager to handle later. Once you've set up your rules, you can activate it, you hit save, and you're off and running. And you saw the results of that with Lauren. Next, I'd like to show you topics. We've done a lot to simplify article management and assigning topics to articles. So our knowledge-based articles are an incredibly powerful product. But we've gotten feedback that we need to improve how we assign topics to those articles. So here we are with a list of articles that are available. This is the same list that Eric saw in the service console. And we can easily click on the pencil, go in, and add a new topic. Like, let's just say MTB is a shortcut for mountain biking. Save it. And now anyone who types MTB will automatically see an article about mountain biking tires. So a great new feature, really simplifies article management. We have some new innovations on recommendations that we're still working on, but this is still a feature here. I'll talk more about this in the roadmap. As with reputation, we still have our reputation levels from Salamander to Grizzly. It's all available. And we're making some enhancements to our leaderboard, which we'll talk about shortly as well in the next section on the roadmap. What I'd like to do now is really show you that Eric is not just a community manager, he's also an admin. So he gets to play around with one of our favorite things, the community builder. And this is where we spend a lot of time building out and enhancing the capabilities in this release. So this is a community builder. This is where we create and change and edit our live community. It's a live preview, so everything you see is reflected right here in the live preview. This is all live information. For example, you can easily change the branding colors. And you see that the action buttons change. But the real power is over here in the page editor. And we've made front and center the Lightning components. So Lightning components, as a reminder, are what power all of our next generation products here at Salesforce. Each component is like a Lego building block. And you can easily drag and drop them onto the page. We've also extended the capability for third parties to start developing on this platform. And we have third parties, again, from CloudCraze to Stantive to Livefire and many more. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like to build out a new page. We go ahead and click the new page button. And you have a choice of a standard page, which is just Lightning components, or a data detail page. This is incredibly powerful because it really lets you take advantage of all the Salesforce data that's behind the scenes. So we're going to choose a data detail page. We're going to use the account object. And then here you have a choice of basically choosing a 1 or 2 column layout. There are more layouts coming. We're going to go ahead and choose 1 column just for the sake of simplicity. We'll call it account. And we'll make that the default. Great, so we now have a new page. As it generates, it's blank. It's got the header, it's got the search box, but it doesn't have any components in it. So let's go ahead and drag over a record headline. And we start to see it build out. We've got Lucasfilm as apparently a very good account for us. We'll go ahead and take on the record information as well. We'll drag that over, the content section. And then as we scroll down, you see all the goodness that you would see in the Lightning desktop experience as well. And we will then scroll down and just for fun, probably not the best user experience, but we're going to go ahead and just for fun and put in a Livefire mosaic. Livefire is a great product. It basically allows you to pull in social content from the web in order to help really jumpstart a community that may not have a lot of content at first. And so in this case, it's hitting up Instagram, and it'll populate with some Instagram tiles based on the hashtag that is set up in the back end. All right, so we have a page. We've built a page right in front of you. We need to do one more thing. We need to edit the navigation menu so that we can actually get to the page. So we hit that edit navigation menu, and this will bring up a modal that really lets you see all the active menu items. And we're going to add a menu item to this, call it accounts. Under type, we have 4 different types of pages that you can link to. You can link to a Salesforce object, which this is. And we have 5 Salesforce objects that are available in this release to link to. Accounts, cases, events, opportunities, and contacts. And you can also link to an external URL. So in this case, you could link to the store, so you can drive users off to another one of your properties. You can also link to an internal URL or navigational topics, which is basically our topic drop-down menu. Mm-hmm. Object type, as it happens, it's account. It starts with an A, so it's the first thing, but we obviously have lots of other choices here as well. And then you can pick a list view. You can pick my accounts, all accounts. We'll go ahead and stick with the default, which is recent. And then this last button is for publicly available. And the question is this going to be viewable by external users who are not logged in? And the answer is no. It's not going to look at our accounts if you're not logged in. We've got to know who you are. So we're going to publish the changes. And what we'll see, we're going to go to we'll go back to here. One thing I want to show you on the branding editor that I forgot to mention earlier is we also have a brand new feature in this release called custom CSS. You can now override the default template CSS. This is something that a lot of people have been requesting, so I wanted to make sure I called it out. And I had to come back to the branding editor anyway, because I can show you that our brand new tab is alive. It's here. You can see the recently viewed ones. You click on Lucasfilm, you scroll down, Go into the preview mode, and voila, everything is here, including the live fire, crazy mosaic wall. So, what we've really done in this release is we've really focused on making it easy to get rolling with communities. The faster that you get moving with communities with our templates, the sooner that you're going to have the content that's bringing people in, that's either solving their own problems or helping you build out a use case for revenue generation, or solving your access issues for partner use cases or for employees. The second thing is we've really focused on making community management easier and more powerful for community managers because they ultimately are the ones nurturing a community. And finally, we've made the personalization platform much more powerful as well through user expertise and recommendations. What I'd like to do now is switch back over to our PowerPoint, and we'll go into our amazing preview mode. So let's talk a little bit about additional features. There were a few features I didn't have time to demo, but I would like to mention that we also have Files Connect capabilities now for partners and customers. And this is really great for linking to everything from Google Drive to OneDrive to SharePoint. Really powerful feature. We're able to more easily import and mass email and additional leads to a campaign, for example. So you can upload a CSV file and easily get started with that. Another moderation feature is that we can now flag, there's a flag feature in the private messages and in emails so that if you receive something from a user and it's not something you want to see, you can flag that, a moderator will look at that and get back to you. We also have topics on records so that customers can now include a record ID and a record name in the custom reports. And finally, we have an upgraded community license for employee communities. And more details about that, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. And that basically rounds it out.
What about people who want to develop their own templates as opposed to using the standard community templates?
Let me tell you a little bit more about what we have in store. We're focusing on fast creation and customization and personalized experience and, of course, empowering community managers. These are the themes that we're going to continue in 2016 because we know how important they are. For number one, this is really about a community builder and the templates themselves. We're going to be extending out the capabilities for you to create your own custom page layouts and templates. So first, we'll allow our partners to build their own templates. We'll be introducing new templates ourselves for employee and partner communities. And then finally, we'll extend that out to anyone to create their own templates as well.